ज्योति नित जले।
वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
पाणिर्मधुरः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं
मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीची मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले संग्राममय जीवन धरा पर विजय रथ ले हम चले सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले संप्रेम हो गौरांग सा, स्वाभिमान प्रताप सा हो, तेज झांसी वाली सा, जलती शहीदों की चिता से हृदय में अंगार ले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। संग्राम में जीवन धरा पर विजय रथ ले हम चले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। ध्येय ज्योति नित जले।
अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरं।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरं।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुराः पाणिर्मधुराः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी बरनऊ रघुवर विमल जसु जोदायकु फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरन विराज सुवेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिवे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिवे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस वदन तुमरो जस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हारो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संभारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता सवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महा सुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरण मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय।
Jai Shri Krishna. In Zoom meeting, if you want to turn off the notification of Zoom chats, then click on the chats and then click on these three dots. Turn off notifications, click on that. Click on the mute option and now chats notification will not disturb you. Jai Shri Krishna.
सच्चिदानन्दम् वासुदेवम् व्रजप्रियम् धर्मसंस्थापकम् वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
Jai Shri Krishna, everyone. I welcome you all to the Vivechan session of today of the Nyas. Nyas means deposit or settle down. Touching the various body parts with mantra chanting, like impositioning the mantra upon the body, is nothing but assigning or locating of the divinity inside one's own body. So today I welcome you to today's Vivechan session, and before we proceed on to the prayer, I have an important information. Dear participants, if you face any technical issues during the session, please follow these suggestions. If there is no sound, then plug in the headphones or increase the volume of your phone or computer. If the chat box is blinking continuously, tap the bell icon at the top right corner to mute the notifications. If there is voice that is breaking or cutting, check the internet connection, and if possible, use Wi-Fi instead of mobile data. If the screen is not visible, click on the start video in the Zoom. If the screen is blurry, this happens due to slow internet speed, and try switching the network. If the Zoom keeps disconnecting, you can also watch the session via the YouTube link that is provided in your groups. And if the Zoom suddenly closes, rejoin using the meeting link. Now, with the grace and blessings of Sri Krishna and Pujya Swamiji Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj, I would like to invite Lalita Hegreji for the starting prayer. She's from Hyderabad. She's a housewife. Her hobby is reading. She's educated as MSc and she joined the Geeta Pariwar since September 2022. She's a TTG mentor in the Geeta Pariwar. Welcome Lalita Didi for today's prayer.
जय श्री कृष्ण। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। जय श्री कृष्ण सभी को।
Thank you, Lalita Didi, for this beautiful melodious prayer. Now, we all know the power and divinity of lighting lamp and offering it to Sri Hari fetches abundance, blessings, and positivity. Without delay, I would like to invite Sheila Rani ji from Delhi, who's educated as MA, for lighting the diya today. She is a housewife, she sings bhajans, and she likes reading books. She joined the Geeta Pariwar in 2022, and she's offering various seva in the Geeta Pariwar like co-trainer, group coordinator, technical assistant, trainer mentor for L1, tech mentoring, trainer monitoring, and pracharak department. Welcome Sheila Didi for today's diya lighting. Didi Diya Lighting by Sheila Didi.
तमकरन्दो निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you, Sheila Didi, for this wonderful diya lighting. Now, before we proceed on to our session of today, I would like to tell the new batches they are starting from 31st of October. So all the links and everything will be shared in the groups. So those who want to join and proceed on in this new journey of spirituality, please encourage them and share the links with all your near and dear ones. And don't forget to share the link of today's session also with all your near and dear ones. Let's get to know about the speaker of the day, who is none other than Shraddha Raodeo ji. She is the disciple of Param Pujya Swamiji Govind Dev Giri Ji Maharaj. She is fully committed to the mission of Geeta Pariwar. Swamiji blessed her with the title of President of Geeta Pariwar, Hyderabad, and she is a resident of Bhagyanagar, Hyderabad. She is actively serving in Geeta Pariwar. Associated with Geeta Pariwar online classes since the second batch, that is August 2020. She holds BE degree in electronics and postgraduate diploma in IT systems and management. In the past, she has worked as mobile application developer and team leader for 13 plus years in the corporate sector. She is the first ever trainer of jail classes of Geeta Pariwar, where through her training and guidance, many learned 12 chapters and cleared the Pathik exam. She laid the foundation of monitoring team at the Learngeeta and led it for 2.5 years. She is also serving as Vivechak for online Geeta classes and conducts the weekly interpretation sessions. She offers seva in various departments like training, examination, academic literature, and many more teams at Learngeeta. She teaches Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā and working for Bal Sanskar Kendra also. She imparts Hindu scriptural knowledge and patriotic values to the children, and her efforts are beyond praise and for over a decade. Welcome Shraddha Didi for today's session.
Jai Shri Krishna. Radhika Didi, very nice to see you. Beautiful start of the prayer session with a beautiful pratna and deep prajwalan. Let us all begin today's Nyas. Before we begin today's Nyas, let us all bow down to Param Puja Gurudev, with whose blessings you all have blissfully completed this entire journey of L4 up till L4. Let us all bow down to Param Puja Gurudev and Shri Krishna and seek the blessings so that we understand this Nyas shlokas properly. Hari Om. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतः क्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीमष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् ॐ श्रीगुरवे नमः ॐ श्रीकृष्णाय नमः A very warm welcome to this session. Before we begin, a wholehearted congratulations to all of you for successfully completing this L4 Yatra, L4 journey. You all are blessed to be a part of this journey, to get an opportunity to go through this beautiful chapters, all 18 chapters. This in itself is a very uplifting journey. And as a final note of the completion of this entire Bhagavad Gita journey, we have this curriculum of Nyas that we cover at the end of this Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā journey. After learning all these 80 chapters, we learn this Nyas for a very specific purpose. Now, before we begin, what is the meaning of this word Nyas? Nyas means setting aside. There are multiple meanings of this word Nyas, and this Nyas process is basically done to bring a purification. Nyas in itself, Nyas word has two meanings, but in this context, the meaning of this word Nyas is to establish. So, with establish what? Establish the gods in our body, and that is one way in which we purify ourselves before reciting the 18 chapters of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So, before we begin this, there are a couple of things that we should have a brief look at. After completing this 18 chapters, we say that we have completed a journey, but please understand that this is not just a completion, it is a new beginning. It is like after completing our graduation, we start applying the knowledge or whatever we have learned in our colleges, in our schools. We apply them at our work and in our lives to earn better, to progress in our life. Similarly, whatever we have learned in this 1 year of journey with Learngeeta, whatever we have learned, this is the time we apply and try to understand deeper. The best option is to re-register for the levels, and when we see the same shlokas again, it is like a 40-minute satsang that we all have. In this 40 minutes or every that you spend every day, the same shlokas when you learn again and again, our acquaintance with Bhagavad Gita increases. It is this process of learning Bhagavad Gita is an unending process. There is always something new that we get to learn, and hence this process has to continue, not only once, twice, thrice, a minimum of 18 times, and as long as it is available, as long as we can do. This is something that we should be continuously doing for our eternal upliftment. This is not only, this exercise is not done only for upliftment of this birth, but for many more births to come. And now when you are going to go through these shlokas, all these 700 shlokas, when you go through this next time, we will know them in more detail, because now we understand their greatness, we understand their might. When we understand the might of something, then it becomes more acceptable to us. Hmm. For instance, when we know that by doing some activity, now Diwali festival is coming, we all are worshipping Ramji, because we know that by worshipping Ramji, by doing Lakshmi Pujan, by doing different these activities, more prosperity comes to us. We know the Mahatmya, we know the greatness of all these procedures, and that is why they are very enriching for us. Similarly, today what we are going to see along with Nyas is Geeta Mahatmya. When we know its Mahatmya, all this learning starts making more meaning. It gets more meaning to our lives. So, as a part of whatever we are going to see today, first we will cover the Nyas, Geeta Mahatmya, Dhyana Mantra, Prarthana Mantra, and the Kshama Prarthana. All these things we will try to see today and understand them briefly. Now, this entire process of Nyas is a completely optional process. So, basically, as I told you, Nyas is process of establishing various devatas, various deities around us. Now, when this has to be done, did I say it is optional? Now, overall in Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, Sri Krishna has given very little importance to the actual karma kand, in the sense the procedures within the worship. What Sri Krishna has insisted is that you have to do your karma. You have to continue doing karma, take refuge under Sri Krishna, and the final message is just come take refuge in me, and with full faith, full devotion, continue doing your duties. Having said that, sometimes we feel the necessity to do all this nyasa, to read this entire Bhagavad Gita as a part of an anushtan. What is the meaning of anushtan? When we read this to achieve something in our lives, to get some particular will fulfilled, to get our desires fulfilled. When Bhagavad Gita is read as a part of anushtan, then this process of nyas has to be done. As a part of nyas, this entire process is done along with some particular set of gestures. So we will try to understand this process. The first in the sequence of nyas is the karan nyas. Let us begin. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Shrimad Bhagavad Gita Atha Karanyasaha. Now, kara in Sanskrit means our hands. So, first we do the purification of hands. Now, this is very simple, similar to the process of purification of things that we have around us. Now, whenever we are doing worship, even a basic Satyanarayan Puja or some other Anushthan you are doing, when we are worshiping, what do? We first, before doing the worship of gods first, the Devoki, before the worship of gods, we purify and worship the instruments by which we are worshipping the god. The different instruments for puja that are used, the pot in which we store the water, all other equipments, everything is first worshipped. The ghanta, shankha, chakra, everything, all these instruments are worshipped first, and then we also do pranayam for our own purification. All these processes are done. So purification is an essential process of worship, and hence nyas, that is purifying yourself, becomes an essential action when we are reading Bhagavad Gita as a part of some anushthan, as a part of worship. But for regular adhyan, for regular studies, when we are reading Bhagavad Gita, this becomes an absolutely optional process. So, how is this karanyas done? Atha karanyasaha. Now, before karanyas, there are some small things that we need to look at. What is mentioned about Srimad Bhagavad Gita? Om Asya Srimad Bhagavad Gita Mala Mantrasya Bhagavan Veda Vyasa Rishihi. What is Bhagavad Gita referred to as? It is referred to as Mantra Mala. What is Mantra Mala? Mala is what? A garland. In a garland, you see each flower is independently very beautiful. If you see a garland of pearls, moti ki mala, when we see that every pearl is very, very valuable, it is very beautiful, has its own significance. It is, every moti is precious. In a garland of flowers, every flower is precious. So similarly, when we say it is a mantra mala, each verse of Srimad Bhagavad Gita is very, very precious. It is a mantra. It is a garland of mantras. What is a mantra? The definition as per our scriptures of mantra is mananat rayate iti mantra. Means what? Mananat rayate. Just by contemplation, just by concentration on these, what happens? A person is able to sail through this samsara sagar, this materialistic world. You will be free of this materialistic world just by contemplating upon what? Upon this mantra, upon this shloka. That is the power of each of the verses. Why? Because each of these verses are said either by Bhagavan or to Sri Krishna. So, out of these 700 verses, more than 500 verses are directly coming from the Srimukh of Param Puja, Parampita Paramatma. Sri Krishna himself. There he is not the personified Sri Krishna, but he is in his divine form, in the Bhagavan form. Everywhere where Sri Krishna is saying something in Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, what do we say? We say Shri Bhagavan Vacha, because it has been said by Sri Krishna in his divine form. This each one of the shlokas that he has recited becomes mantra, and those which are said to him, which he has contemplated upon, they also become mantra. So each verse of Srimad Bhagavad Gita is a mantra. It has the power to sail us through this materialistic world. Then all these mantras have been given to us by whom? By Bhagavan Vedavyasji. So next we mention about him, Bhagavan Vedavyasa Rishihi. Now the prominent rhythm, the prominent way in which this mantras are said, it is the Anushtup Chanda. We all know that Anushtup Chanda, each phrase is consisting of 8 letters. So this is Anushtup Chanda. There are some Trishtup Chanda shlokas, but primarily the Chanda that is used in Srimad Bhagavad Gita is Anushtup, and that is why here we mention it as Anushtup Chandaha. Shri Krishna Paramatma Devata, who is the main God. Whom are we worshipping by the means of Srimad Bhagavad Gita? Srimad Bhagavad Gita is a Vangmay Swarup of Sri Krishna. Vangmay Swarup means speech incarnated. Bhagavan Sri Krishna has incarnated in the form of speech in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and that is why Shri Krishna Paramatma Devata. Now, when this word Devata is used, the root word here is Div, which means what? Enlightening. The Div, Diva, there is a word in Marathi, Diva, which means lamp. So, this word Div, the Devata word comes from the word Div, which means enlightening. So, the guiding force, the enlightening, guiding force for Srimad Bhagavad Gita is who? Is Sri Krishna. So the God, he is the eternal divine character, God who is enlightening us. So Sri Krishna Paramatma Devata. Now Sri Krishna has helped whom? A distressed Arjun is in front of him. In order to free this Arjun from grief, delusion, this entire discourse has been initiated by Sri Krishna. So this entire discourse, now before this 11th slok of the second chapter, it is a normal conversation between Sri Krishna and Arjun. The actual discourse starts from the 11th chapter of the 11th slok of the second chapter. Ashochanan prajnavadanscha bhashase. It starts, and this particular slok is also the seed of the entire Bhagavad Gita, because Arjun was grief stricken, and to bring him from this grief, the first slok that was sowed by Sri Krishna is Ashochan and Vashochastvam, the 11th slok of the second chapter, and that becomes the bij, that is the seed of Śrīmad Bhagavad Gita. So we mention this in the Nyasa, Ashochan and Vashochastvam Prajna Vadam Shabhashase iti bijam. Now, according to Puja Shankaracharya, the Bhagavad Gita actually starts from this shloka itself. So, where Sri Krishna is explaining that you are lamenting something about something that doesn't deserve to be lamented upon. and then you're talking like an expert. This is the same with all other human beings also. Out of our ignorance, we also end up saying and displaying our intellect, that we also keep lamenting about everything. This is a root cause with all of us also, and that is the reason we all also should be on the path of Śrīmad-Bhagavad-Gīta. So rightfully this phrase has become what? The main bija mantra, the seed for this entire Bhagavad Gita. And when this seed is watered with devotion, when it is nurtured with appropriate thoughts, backed by knowledge, then the human being attains what? The Parabrahma form. And that divine power which is going to bring this all these things to life is what? Is this divine power is our final refuge that we take in Parampita Paramatma. When we surrender ourselves to Parampita Paramatma, then we get all these powers that we have to that we are entitled to get from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So this power is what? Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja iti shakti. So ultimately, the main shakti, the main energy that we get with that is going to help us derive the real truths from Srimad Bhagavad Gita is what? Is this final surrender, this final refuge that we will be taking in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. When we surrender our hearts to Shri Krishna, when we are completely the final mantra, the last shlok also, come take refuge in me, is what is the final message that Shri Krishna is giving through Bhagavad Gita, and that itself is the Shakti, the energy, the mool source of energy for this entire Bhagavad Gita. Further, what Shri Krishna says, he establishes a very foundation of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Where is the foundation of Srimad Bhagavad Gita? What is the key of liberation to Srimad Bhagavad Gita? Ahantva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha iti kilakam. We will be liberated from all the sins. Continuously, when we have done some different shlokas, especially when you are reading the Karma Yoga, you will see that every action that we do, this it will lead to some or more and more repercussions. There are going to be actions, and there are a lot of sins and punya that are going to accumulate. However, these sins need to be gradually discarded, and those will be discarded only by taking a final refuge in Shri Krishna, having faith that he can liberate us from all these sins. Having that faith is the key to the liberation, and that is what is mentioned in this particular phrase, that he will be liberated, he will be liberating us from this elusive world. Our Jivatma is entangled in this world, in this elusive world. Taking refuge of Shri Krishna, we will be steered through this Prakriti and be liberated. Then further starts the process of purifying the parts of the body. Just like while worshipping, we purify everything. We are going to do the parayana. This process has to be done when all 18 chapters of Srimad Bhagavad Gita are read together as a part of the parayana. If you are reading one chapter for daily adhyan, this process is not required. As I already mentioned, it is optional. But the Geeta Mahatmya, Prarthana Stotra, the Dhyan Mantra, all of them, those you can read on a daily basis. But actual process of Nyas, it is a process of Karma Kand. When this Gita reading is done as a part of Anushtan, then we are expected to do it. Otherwise, it is not required. So, we start the process of purification. A question might arise that is it really possible that just by saying mantras, just by imagining that we are getting purified, we'll get purified? Yes, that is the power of Manas Puja. There is a very important concept. Whether you do the real puja or not, the Manas Puja has greater benefits. Why? Because there all Indriya, all your sense organs, along with that, your intellect and mind, everything is engrossed in the worship. That is the favorite of all the gods. So Manas Puja, how Manas Puja is very important. Similarly, on the same fundamentals, this vajas and these mantras are also going to be, if they are set from the mind, they have the capacity to purify all your body parts. Now they are already mantras, they have their own might, they are very, they have their own greatness associated with them, and because they are mantra, they are going to, when said in a proper way, they are going to purify our sense organs. So to establish various gods, we say different mantras by saying the mantras and touching the fingers appropriately in the sequence that process is conducted. So before we start, we should know the names of all the fingers. In Sanskrit, the kara we know it means hands. Then the thumb is referred to as angushtha. The index finger in Sanskrit it is referred to as tarjani. The middle finger is referred to as madhyama. The ring finger, the fourth finger, it is referred to as anamika, and the smallest finger it is referred to as kanishtika. On all these five fingers, we established deities by saying the different mantras. Now, all most of these mantras are describing the greatness of Atma. All these different shlokas that we are going to recite here, they are already covered in the previous Vivechan sessions. Their meanings are covered. So, what are these mantras? Nainanda, sorry, start from the previous shlok. Then after Nainain Chandanti Shastrani Nainan Dahati Pavakah Ityangushthabhyam Namaha. Angushthabhyam Namaha. When we are saying this, again we are saying the mantra of purification of the Atma. Nainan Chandanti Shastrani. Now the meanings we already know, that Atma cannot be destroyed by the means of the weapons. By saying that mantra, what we do, we'll purify the Angushta, that is the thumb. Nainan Chindanti Shastrani Nainandahati Pavaka Ityangushthabhya Namaha. Then the index finger. न चैनं क्लेदयन्त्यापो न शोषयति मारुत इति तर्जनीभ्यां नमः. It cannot be dried, this Atma, it cannot be dried by any winds. So it is, we remember that shlok and then we purify the index finger. अच्छेद्यो यमदाह्यो यमक्लेद्यो शोषेव च इति मध्यमाभ्यां नमः. By saying this, we purify the middle finger. Then again, Nitya Sarvagatasthanurachaloyam Sanatana Ityanamikabhyam Namaha. Anamika, that is the fourth finger. We are purifying by saying how this Atma is Nitya, it is present everywhere. It is Achala, it cannot be moved. And then Pashyame Patharupahi Shatashodha Sahasrasha Iti Kanashtikabhya Namaha. We remember the Vishwarupa Darshan and then we purify this Kanashtika, that is the little finger. Then Karatala Kara Prishtabhyam Nana Vidhani Divyani Nana Varna Kritini Cha Iti Karatala Kara Prishtabhyam Namaha. Saying this particular shlok, we will rub our hands this way, Karatala, that is the palms and the back side of the palms, Kara Prishtabhyam Namaha Iti Karanyasaha. Here the Karanyas is over, and then we do the Nyas for the important body parts. Now, when we are reading Bhagavad Gita, it is not only the hands that we are going to use to hold the book. Our heart has to be involved, our other organs are to be involved. So that purification, Hridaya Adi, Hridaya and other important organs are also purified. How they are done? Nainain Chandanti Shastrani Nainanda. All these mantras are same as what we have done in the Karanyasa. So, iti hridayaya namaha. We touch the heart and believe that with that mantra, that heart is going to get purified. Then, nachainang kledayantyapo nashoshayati maruta iti shirise swaha. Our head. The head we will purify by saying this mantra, Nachainam Kledayantyapo. Then Achedyo Yamadahyo Yamakletyo Shoshevacha Iti Shikhayaiva Shat. Shikha is the place where you must have seen the Brahmins keep their shikha. So it is slightly on the back side. This is Shirase Swaha, this is Shikhayaiva Shat. Then Nitya Sarvagata Sthano Rachaloyam Sanatana Iti Kavachaya, whom we wear the kavach. As if it as a protection, we are wearing a kavach, so that the negative aura around us, any kind of aura, the aura around us gets clarified by the power of these mantras. Then Pashyame Partharupani Shatashotha Sahasrasha Iti Netratrayaya Vaushat. We have three netras. Two are the normal chakshu that we have, the two eyes, worldly eyes, and the jnana chakshu, which is closed. So these Netratrayaya Vaushat, by keeping the fingers on the three eyes, we are purifying those three. Then Nana Vedhani Divyani Nana Varnakriti Nijaiti Astraya Phat. So by doing this, we are again, this is a part of Nyasa, this all these kriyas we do to purify the aura around us. Then for whom are we doing this entire thing? Not only for our own benefit, not only to get our wishes fulfilled, but to please, to appease whom? Our dear Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna Prityarthe Pathe Viniyogaha. The Viniyogaha, the word Viniyoga means spiritual application of this entire gesture that I have done. Where are we applying it? For appeasing Shri Krishna. So, what should be the main objective of reading Bhagavad Gita? To make him happy, to make our Shri Krishna happy as a part of devotion towards Shri Krishna. So, this is the best intent that we keep in mind. And then further, what we are going to do, we will see are the different shlokas which are sung in praise of, the first slok is in praise of Bhagavad Gita itself, where we consider Bhagavad Gita as our own mother, who is taking care of all our problems. Now in Jnaneshwari also, Jnaneshwar Maharaj says what? This is Saptashati. Saptashati, to kill whom? Now we all know that Devi Ma, she has killed the demon Mahishasura. Similarly, this Durga, this Geeta Rupi Durga, her Saptashati will kill the demon of Ajnana, kill the demon of ignorance within us. And hence we start the Prarthana for this Shakti. The next shlok is Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayana Swayam व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीमष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्. What is this Bhagavad Gita? It is this shlok is praising the Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. It is chanted in praise of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. Very beautiful meaning comes out of it. What has been, for whom Bhagavad Gita has been said? Prarthaya Pratibodhitam. To give the right intellect. To whom? To Partha, that is to Arjun. To give the right intellect to Arjun. Parthaya Pratibodhitam. Said by whom? Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam. Narayan himself has said this said this entire Bhagavad Gita to enlighten his dear Partha. But this has been put in different adhyayas by whom? By our Bhagwan Vedavyas ji. This entire has been said by Bhagwan Vedavyasji. Bhagwan Vedavyasji has put this in the different adhyayas. And where is it placed? Madhye Mahabharatam. The Madhye Mahabharatam. This is exactly in the ninth khanda. So it is right in between this entire Mahabharata. In between this has been beautifully placed by Bhagwan Vedavyasji. And what it is giving us? Advaitamrita Varshinim Bhagavati. It is showering the nectar. It is showering the nectar Amrit. What? Advaita. Advaita is it's a special type of knowledge which shows that there is no duality between God and us. So, this Advaita principles are being explained beautifully in this entire Bhagavad Gita. That is why Advaita Amrita Varshini. It is showering Amrit of what? Advaita principles on us. Bhagavati Mashtadashadhyayini, because it has 18 chapters. Ashtadasha is 18. Ashtadashadhyayini, in its 18 chapters, she is showering the nectar, the Amrit of Advaita principles on us. And Ambatvam, this Ashtadashadhyayinim and Amba. There is a Sandhi there. So Amba means what? Mother. Ambatvam anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavatveshinim. Oh Mother, I am contemplating upon your teachings. What are we trying to achieve here? I want to follow you. Anusandadhami. I want to follow these principles, Bhagavad Gita. Here, the beautiful concept comes that we consider Bhagavad Gita as our Mata, as our mother, and we follow her accordingly. See, throughout our lives, whatever personality we all carry is a reflection of what we have learned from our parents, especially from our mother. So, when we are in need, now she shapes our personality. She takes care of us. When a child is sick, she becomes a doctor. When a child needs knowledge, when he needs to study for exam, she becomes a teacher. She's a doctor. She's a nurse. She's the guiding light for everybody. That importance even Bhagavad Gita has in the life of every human being. In Maharashtra, our Saint Vinoba Bhaveji, what he says, he has written a book called Geeta I. I in Marathi means mother. Geeta I. So Geeta, he considers Geeta as his mother. And when we look at Bhagavad Gita from that perspective, she holds our hands and beautifully she guides us through all the difficult times that we might ever face in our lives. And then we bow down to whom? To the great Guru Nam Guru, Bhagwan Veda Vyasji, with whose blessings we get to read Bhagavad Gita. See, Sri Krishna got to hear Bhagavad Gita, Arjun got to read Bhagavad Gita, understand Bhagavad Gita, and Arjun was saved from all his problems by Bhagavad Gita by the virtue of blessings from Sri Krishna. But we are getting Bhagavad Gita in our lives is by the virtue of Bhagwan Veda Vyasji. We should always be extremely grateful to him. Bhagwan Veda Vyasji has not only given us Bhagavad Gita but all the Ashtadasha Purana, all the Purana, all the different Vedas and four classification, what not. The entire Vangmaya, entire Sanskrit Vangmaya, which is the epitome of knowledge, all the Brahma Sutras and whatnot, everything comes to us from Bhagwan Veda Vyasji. So next we bow down, we worship Bhagwan Veda Vyasji in a very beautiful pratana. Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhi फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वलितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः. Namaha Astute. I bow down to whom? Vyasa Vishala Buddhi, the one who has great wisdom. Not just Buddhiman, not just intelligent, somebody who has great intellect. Pullaravinda, his eyes. Now, this is not just a description of his beautiful physical beauty of his eyes. His eyes, we just saw 3 eyes, Jnana Chakshu. He has the capacity, he is Trikaladarshi. He is able to see the past, present, and the future. Where he wide and he has the drishti, he has the divya drishti. He had the power to give the divya drishti to others. That is his mind, that is his greatness. His eyes, his drishti is not just restricted to what he sees in front of him, but by the virtue of his knowledge, by the virtue of his siddhi, he can see beyond. He is Trikaladarshi. And not just physical eyes, this is also talking about his jnana chakshu, about the great knowledge and his capacity to see by the means of his knowledge. Then, Yena Tvaya Bharat Taila Purna Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradeepaha. This is such a beautiful sentence. What do we do to get light? Lamp. We light lamps in Diwali. What do? We put the wick and dip it in the oil, and then when you lit the lamp, it spreads the knowledge. It spreads the light. Now, Shri Krishna here in this particular shlok, what is being said? The deep is the deep of knowledge. Jnanamaya Pradeepa. Now, this Jnana deep is lighted by what? it is lighted. Without oil, the lamp is not going to be lighted. So this lamp, the oil that is used in this lamp is what? The Mahabharat Katha, Bharat Taila Purna. So this lamp of knowledge is being lit by the oil of Mahabharat. Here, well, now we will see the might of Mahabharata in further shlokas also, but this is such a beautiful example, with such a beautiful drishtanta, the vision that is created here, that the oil of Mahabharata is used is here in to get the lamp of knowledge. What does this indicate? That Mahabharata is a treasure of knowledge, and we will see this gradually in the next few shlokas also. Then we start with the beautiful shlokas. First is in praise of the Bhagavad Gita. Then next we saw in praise of Maharshi Veda Vyasji. And now what we see is going to be in the praise of our Parampita Paramatma Shri Krishna. प्रपन्नपारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः. Prapanna means what? Taking refuge. Now, whom do we take refuge in? The root word here is prapatti. Prapatti, from this word prapatti comes prapanna. This prapanna parijataya means take refuge in what? In this Parijat Rupi tree. Who is who? This Parampita Shri Krishna. Now this Parijat tree, it is a tree, this it's a Kalpa Vriksha. Basically in Swarga this Kalpa Vriksha is there. So we all know Kalpa Vriksha, you think about something and that tree blesses you with its desires. So similar is our Shri Krishna. We pray to him and our wishes will be fulfilled. How is he? His form, his form is the one holding Totra Vaitreka Pane in his hand. He has two things, Totra and Vaitreka. Vaitreka. What is that? Totra is the lagam, that is the reins. Because he is holding, he is a charioteer and he is controlling the horses of Arjun's chariot. So we see a rein, lagam in his hand, that is to control the horses. Similarly, Sri Krishna has the capacity to control us also, our sense organs also. So he has the Totra. And Vaitreka is the whip. So Totra Vaitreka, whip, with the whip he is also having the capacity to punish. So he has the capacity to control, he has the capacity to punish. And how is he sitting? In Jnana Mudra. This Jnana Mudra, it has the power to increase the memory, the concentration. It stimulates our brain activity. That is the spiritual benefit of this Jnana Mudra. Where our index finger and thumbs are joined, it is believed that this mudra connects our Atma to the Paramatma, and that is how it is an enlightening mudra. So it has a lot of spiritual significance in our scriptures. So this Parampita Paramatma, he is sitting is the Jnana Mudra. Jnana Mudraya Krishnaya Geetamrita Dve Namaha, and he is the one who has given us the Geetamrita. And then comes the beautiful shlok that we sing every day in our classes. Vasudeva Sutandevam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishna Vande Jagadgurum. This is a beautiful shlok that depicts two sides of Sri Krishna. One side is the Kutumba Vatsal, where he's a family person. How is he? Vasudeva Sutan, the son of Vasudeva. Devaki Paramanandam, he is the source of happiness to whom? Devaki Mata. At the same time, he is what? For his family members, he is the source of all the love. And for the evil ones, Kamsa Chanura Mardanam, he is the source of what punishment he is there to destroy all the evil. So, by the means of the shlok, what are we saying? We offer our praise to Lord Krishna, who is the beloved son of Vasudeva, who has killed great demons like Kamsa and Chanura, but he is the great source of joy for Mata Devaki, Bhagavati Devaki Mata, and he indeed is what? He is the spiritual master of the entire universe, Jagat Guru. And we bow down to such great divine energy called Shri Krishna. And the next one that comes in the sequence is the description of Mahabharata. This is a very beautiful shlok. Bhishmadrona tata jayatratha jala gandhara nilotpalam शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुलाम् अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः. Now, this is a very beautiful, imaginative description of Mahabharata. What does it say? Now, this Mahabharata, it is imagined that it is a river. What kind of river? Bhishmadrona tata. The two, every river has two banks. Who are the banks of this river? Bhishma and Dronacharya. They both are the banks of this river. Jayadratha Jala, the water that is flowing in between is the people like Jayadratha. What are the we know the characteristics of Jayadratha. He was very difficult. He had a huge army now, and he was very difficult to defeat. Jayadratha is also married to Dushala, who is the sister of Duryodhan. So he is a very turbulent kind of difficult to cross water. So it's explaining that this is a very difficult. The water itself are very turbulent and they are flowing between these two banks. Then who are the Neel Kamal, the lotuses in this Gandhara Neelotpala? Gandhara, who is Shakuni Mama. He is there. Now these are very tricky. Gandhara Neelotpala, these are Neelotpala. They are making it difficult to cross these rivers. They are elusive. They look as if they are beautiful, but actually they are poisonous. They are very difficult. They are going to make it difficult to cross this river. These are this is Shakuni. And then Shalyagrahavati, the dangerous of sharks, all are what? Shalya, the kings like Shalya. Shalya eva graha. That is Shalyagraha. So Shalyagrahavati, we all know Shalyaraj. Now this Shalyaraj, he was actually good to the Pandavas, but he was also the charioteer of Karna. Now he was a very difficult one to win, but they are also like the dangerous fishes, dangerous sharks in this entire river. Now we don't know whether now though they are our friends, now they are on the enemy side. So that is the tricky position of all these characters. Then Krupena Vahani Karnena Vela Kula Krupacharya. We know the Krupacharya's sister Krupi, she is married to Dronacharya. And Ashwathama is their son. So this Krupacharya is also the one who is, he is married to Dronacharya, Ashwathama is son. So what is happening by all this? He is adding to the forces of Duryodhan. So similarly, when he is adding to the forces, so like that he is adding to the speed of this river. Krupena Vahani, he is giving that acceleration to this river which is already very difficult to flow. Vahani is that water, the flow of that water. Karnena Vela Kula. Then these are the different tides. This Vela Kula, people like Karna, they are making it more turbulent. These waters are becoming turbulent because of this Krupacharya and Karna. Ashwathama Vikarna Ghora Makara. This Ashwathama Vikarna. All these Ashwathama, Dronacharya's son, Vikarna, brother of this Duryodhana. Who are they? Go dangerous crocodiles they are. Ghora Makara. Now already it is a very turbulent river. In this they are and Duryodhana Vartini. Now this is such a difficult river with crocodiles, Ashwathama, Vikarna, and then the tides. Who are the tides? The whirlpools, Duryodhan. So difficult this river is. Because all this is making this difficult. It is this very turbulent waters, but this water which is impossible, we feel from the description itself, we see it is so deadly river to cross, such deadly waters to sail on, but Pandavas are able to cross this. They are only able to cross. Why? Sotirna khalu pandavairadhanadi. Only our dear Pandavas are able to cross. Why? Because Kaivartaka Keshavaha. Their Kaivartaka, their boatman, who is the one who is steering them, is Keshava, our Vasudeva, our Sri Krishna. Because Sri Krishna is present, such a turbulent river, such turbulent waters, Pandavas are able to cross. Now, when we see this description of Mahabharata, there is a hidden message to us. No matter how many difficult times we are going to face in our lives, understand that if you make Sri Krishna as your Kaivartak, if you make Sri Krishna as your charioteer, everything we will also be able to sail through easily. Next, further, what is mentioned is a very beautiful shlok. Parasharya vachas saroja mamalangi partagandhotkatan नानाख्यानक केसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारत पङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसि न श्रेयसे. Now here Parasharya Vacha means who? Parasharya is son of Parashar Muni. Who is that? Bhagwan Vedavyasi. He is the son of Parashar Muni. So Parasharya Vacha Saroja Mamalang. Now such a beautiful thing. He has Saroja is the lotus. Saroja Mamalang Geeta Gandhot. Now this Geeta, the fragrance of Geeta is in this lotus that this Veda Vyasi has given to us. In that, now the lotus is a flower. It also has these different pollens, which attract every flower will have some pollen grains which will attract whom? The honey bees. The bees will be attracted to it. Similarly, in this beautiful pushpa, in this beautiful flower, in this beautiful lotus of that is created by Parashar Muni, Bhagwan Vedavyasi, that is Bhagavad Gita, and in the Bhagavad Gita is being put here. Here, in this, which are the pollens? The different Harikatha. Nana Khyanak Kesaram Harikatha. These pollen grains are the Harikatha. The stories of whom? Sri Krishna. The stories that impart, these stories impart knowledge. And as I told, the pollens attract honeybees. They are what? They have the honeybees, the 6 legs. So Shat Padai. Shat Padai Raha. Honeybees who are attracted. Who are these honeybees? Attracted to Harikatha. They are the Sajjan people, the good people, the Sattvic people. They are attracted to these Harikatha. So, whatever rose that is being created by Parashar Muni, in that the fragrance is what? Is Bhagavad Gita. And because of that fragrance and because of those beautiful kathas that are present in this lotus, the Sri Krishna's kathas, who are attracted? The good people, the sattvic people are attracted to it. Loke sachana shaitpadairaharaha pepiyaphanam muda. Then all these are attracted, and what? Bhuyat bharata pankajam kalimala pradvamsi nashreyase. What are these harikathas doing to the honeybees who are attracted to them? Means what is the effect that these harikathas have on the people who are attracted to them? They will wash off the kalimala pradvamsi nashreyasi. The dirt that is accumulating because we are living in this Kali Yuga. Kalimala means what now, and what is happening to all of us? It different greed, fear, and all other things, they accumulate on our minds and tend to bring malice to our mind. They change to divert our mind. There's different temptations, different lobh, and all other things. Lot of dirt accumulates on our mind. By these different stories of knowledge, by the stories of Sri Krishna, what is going to happen? All these dust is going to get washed off. And that is why this is what Shreya say, that is what they will take us towards a superior path, on the path of liberation. And if we continue to do this, follow this path, what will happen to us? That question is wrong. What cannot happen to us? How liberated we will be. How blessed we will be when Hari Kripa happens on us. That is described in the next slok. Mukam karoti vachalam pangalangayate girim yat kripa tamaham vande paramananda madhavam. What is not possible? A dumb person, a person who cannot talk, can start talking. Pangal langayate. No, a handicapped person who has difficulty walking, climbing, whose daily activities also they cannot do. Such a person will have the capacity to cross great mountains. What cannot happen when Paramananda Madhavan, when Sri Krishna blesses us, everything is possible. Further, we start learning some very beautiful shloka. The Gita Mahatmya is something that should be embedded in the hearts of all the Gita sadhaks. Why? Because this is going to be the ultimate liberating force. Now, unless we understand this Gita Mahatmya, it is very difficult to understand the real essence of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, you might still understand the Bhagavad Gita, but Bhagavad Gita is not a scripture which has to be only understood. It is a shastra, it is a scripture that needs to be experienced. Hmm, it is a अनुभूति का शास्त्र. Swamiji always says that ये केवल समझने का शास्त्र नहीं है, अनुभूति का शास्त्र है. Means what? It is a scripture that needs to be experienced, that needs to be absorbed, and to absorb it, what will help us when we understand the greatness of the scripture. And these shlokas are not only for the great and me understanding the greatness of the scripture, these are as a worship to our Gita Mata. Offer them as a worship to Gita Mata. When we say the Lakshmi Mata and all other gods, we praise them, we sing their Mahatmya to get what? To seek their blessings. Let us all read this Mahatmya to seek the blessings of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. अथ गीता महात्म्यम् गीताशास्त्रमिदं पुण्यं यः पठेत् प्रयतः पुमान् विष्णोः पदमवाप्नोति भयशोकादिवर्जितः. What happens by reading Srimad Bhagavad Gita? You will get lot of punya. The one who reads this Srimad Bhagavad Gita, they attain the Vishnu Pada. They go closer, go to Vaikuntha, and they unite with what? The Parampita Paramatma, Vishnu Bhagwan. But who gets this? Yaf Patet Prayatah Puman. Who takes the efforts to read Srimad Bhagavad Gita. A determined person who is diligently reading Srimad Bhagavad Gita will get this opportunity to go closer to Vishnu Bhagwan. And how? Bhayashokadi Varjita. The uh, the thought of leaving this world creates lot of anxiety within us. This anxiety is created why? Because we are gripped by the fear, gripped by the grief. This entire Bhagavad Gita Shastra is going to free us from all this fear and grief and going to take us closer to the Vishnu Pad. गीताध्ययनशीलस्य प्राणायामपरस्य च नैव सन्धिः पापानि पूर्वजन्म कृतानि च. The one who is constantly doing Gita Adhyayana. Gita Adhyayanashila. What does this word mean? Not somebody who is just reading Bhagavad Gita once. That is just a Gita reader. The Gita sadhak is the one who tries to read again and again. But Gita Adhyayanashil means what? The one who has a habit of reading Bhagavad Gita. The one who is always in touch with Bhagavad Gita. The one who has made Bhagavad Gita a critical part of their own lives. Such a person who also do pranayam. The pranayam, it's a beautiful process in itself, which will help you inculcate all these thoughts very beautifully. Pranayam, this tatakshiyate prakasha varanam. This pranayam's definition as per Patanjali Yoga Sutra is tatakshiyate prakasha varanam means what? It will uncover the blanket of ignorance that has been there on your knowledge. There is light of knowledge within all of us, but our ignorance covers that knowledge. This pranayam helps us uncover that light. There is this light within us. All small nerves, everything within our body gets cleansed by the process of pranayam, and hence this both go together. When they are done, what happens? They will cleanse your mind, your conscience, and then we will become what? Satkarmashil. We will be provoked to keep doing good deeds, and that's how what will happen, all our sins that have accumulated from the past will also get clear. Naiva santihi papani. And not only of this life, purva janma kritani cha, even old sins will get cleared. Malane mochanam pumsain jalasnanandine dine Sakrat Geetam samsara malanashanam. We totally agree that it is very important to take a bath every day. Why? Because whatever dirt has accumulated through our daily routine, that has to be cleansed every day. Now the dirt does not accumulate only on our physical body, it also accumulates within us, on our mind, on our thoughts, on our intellect, on our heart. All this dirt also needs to be washed off. That also needs to be done on a daily basis. So for that, what kind of bath we have to do? Sakrat Geeta Basisnanam. Read Bhagavad Gita shlokas every day. Don't just read, at least one shlok we should contemplate upon every day, and that will clear off of cleanse us of what? Samsara malanashanam. This will clean all our samsara mala. And further, what Sri Krishna says, Geeta Sugita Kartavya Kipanye Shastra Vistaraihi Ya Swayam Padmanamashya Mukha Padmadvinisrita Geeta Sugita Kartavya Kimanye Shastra Vistaraihi. Now, this Geeta Sugita Kartavya, it is our duty. Now, what is this Geeta Sugita Kartavya? It's our duty to read Bhagavad Gita with full devotion, with full conviction. And once this Bhagavad Gita comes to us, once we are able to chant, understand Bhagavad Gita, Kimanne Shastra Vistarihi, what is the necessity to read any other Shastra? There is no other shastra is required or is essential. All shastras have their own importance. By the means of this, do not understand, don't misunderstand that this is bringing anything. This is reducing the importance of other shastra. But at the moment, we want to read all different shastras. But once you get to read this shastra, you get the summary of all the other shastras. So that is the beauty of this Bhagavad Gita. It is our duty to read it beautifully, read it with full devotion, with full conviction. Yeah, why? Also because it is told by Swayam Padmanabha, Swayam Vishnu Bhagwan, Swayam Krishna Avatar. He has said this entire Bhagavad Gita. So the timing of this Bhagavad Gita is also very beautiful. Just a little before the Kali Yuga started. Kali Yuga, we all know, when Parikshit king of Parikshit started his regime. From that time, this Kali Yuga has started. Shri Krishna knew in Kali Yuga these people are not going to get time to read all these shastras. So for that, what he did, he summarized all the Upanishads. Upanishads have whatever is there in Vedas, Vedantas, everything is there, Brahma Sutras, all that Brahma Vidya, he has condensed in this one beautiful Shastra, that is the Bhagavad Gita, and given it to us. It is literally the tonic for us for the Kali Yuga. And then Shri Krishna, and then further in Gita Mahatmya, what we read, Bharatamrita Sarvasvam Vishnor Vaktradvinisritam Gita Gangotakam Pitva Punarjanmana Vidyate. Such a beautiful assurance. Bharatamrita Sarvasvam. The Bharatamrita. Here again, Bharata, here when it is being said, it is Mahabharat. Mahabharat is it is a beautiful epitome of all the knowledge. Our Jnaneshwar Maharaj says it is Viveka Taruche Udyana. Viveka Taru means what? tree. Now it is Vivekataru, means what? A tree of wisdom. It is a Vivekataru che Udyana, it is a garden of trees full of knowledge. See, such a beautiful thing he says about Mahabharata. So all that is there in Mahabharata, whatever Bhagwan Vishnu has said, all that is condensed in Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. That is why the one who takes even a drop of this Bhagavad Gita every day, regularly, Punar Janmana Vidyate. For them, this coming to this world again and again, they will be liberated from this Mrityu Samsara. And one very beautiful adjective used for Bhagavad Gita is Geeta Gangodakam. It is like Ganga. Why do we take a dip in Ganga? The Ganga Mata, she'll clear off our sins. सारे पापों से मुक्ति मिलती है. She washes off our sins. That is the same punya that we get by chanting Bhagavad Gita also. Such a beautiful thing. And imagine reading Bhagavad Gita at the banks of Ganga. That is even more punyadayi. It is going to be a very liberating experience. Further what is mentioned is Sarvopanishado Gavo Dobdha Gopalanandana Partho Vatsas Sudhir Bhokta Duktam Geetamritam Mahat. Sarvopanishado Gavo. Imagine all the Upanishads are together considered as a cow. This cow has been milked by our Gopalanandana, Sri Krishna, Vishnu, Sri Krishna Bhagwan, for whom? For Partho Vatsa. For Vatsa means the calf. This cow, actually the cow is milked, cow's milk is for the calf. What we do, we remove the calf and then we stand in between and try to drink all that milk. So what we do, we remove that cow. Similarly, this cow, this Upanishad, all Upanishads are considered as cow, and this cow has been milked by Gopal, by Sri Krishna, for whom Partha, that is Arjun. Partho, and what is it is done? For Partha, it has been Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Geeta Amritam Vahat. This Dugdha, this Amrit Rupi Geeta has been given to whom? To Partha. Now what we have to also do, along with Partha, we also have to enjoy the bliss of this Bhagavad Gita, this Dugdha, Amrit Dugdha, we are also trying to drink. At the last shlok in Gita Mahatmya, it's a very beautiful shlok, which is not only praising Bhagavad Gita, but also Devaki Putra Sri Krishna Bhagwan. Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Gita Meko Devo Devaki Putra Eva. Eko mantrastasya namani hani karmapyekam tasya devasya seva. Such a beautiful shlok. Whenever you feel a little lethargic about padhe, nahi padhe, just remind yourself of this. Whenever there is a question whether I should continue the Gita Seva or not, just remind yourself of this one shlok. Whenever we are in any kind of doubt, just remind yourself of this one beautiful shlok. What does it say? Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Geetam. Only one Geet. Gita is what? This word Gita comes from the root word Geeta, which means song. Now this is just like a song sung by Sri Krishna. Such a beautiful thing it is. So what is the ultimate? When we say Ekam Shastram, it is not just literally Ekam, the most supreme. What is the ultimate Shastra, ultimate scripture is this Geeta, the song sung by Devaki Putra, that is Vasudeva Sri Krishna. Then Eko Devo Putra Geva, we all know the ultimate God is Sri Krishna. All the pranams that we do, they all go to the Sri Krishna. He is the ultimate God. Eko mantrastasya namani yani. The one ultimate mantra is the name of Sri Krishna. Krishna mantra. That is the ultimate name. And the Sarvottam, the ultimate seva is karma pekan tasya devasya seva. His service to him is the ultimate service. So if there are still any questions about whether we should become Gita Sevi or not, then just remind yourself, karma pekan tasya devasya seva. By the might of this Gita Seva, by the might of Gita Prachar, by the might of spreading Bhagavad Gita, what we are doing? We are doing the highest order Seva, that is seva, that is service to Parampita Paramatma Shri Krishna. Further, comes in this sequence is the Dhyana mantra. Now, what are these Dhyana mantra? Before we chant all these shlokas, before we are going to uh, chant all these shlokas, we have to contemplate upon something. What is the importance of Dhyana mantra in any process? Just think, just saying. Now, suppose I am doing worship, but while worshipping, I am thinking what I have to cook for dinner. That worship is not going to give me the desired fruits. If some student is trying to study, and by study he is thinking about some other video game and something, that nothing is going to go in the brain. So what we have to do, we don't have to just say the scripture by mouth, we don't have to just read it by our eyes. We have to involve our intellect, our mind, everything in this. And for this is comes the process of dhyana. Dhyana means what? Basically focusing on something. Where should we focus on? That is explained in the next two mantras of the Dhyana mantra. So, Dhyana mantra essentially teaches where to focus while reading Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. Where to focus? On the Vishnu Swarup. शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिभिर्ज्ञानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्. Such a beautiful shlok of Sri Vishnuji, Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam. So beautiful is this Murti of Sri Bhagwan. We are contemplating upon, we meditate upon whom? Vishnuji. How is he? He has a calm form, Shantakaram. His akar, his form is Shanta. Just thinking about it, we will feel peaceful, and that is why we say his form is Shanta, is peaceful, the one which fills our inner self also with lot of peace. Where is he sitting? Bhujaga Shayanam. He is seated on the bed of serpent. Hmm? He is seated, we all know, on the Anantanag he is sitting. Hmm? Bhujaga Shayanam Sarvalokaikkanatham. He is the original. He is the source of energy. He is the entire source of energy. He is the creator of the universe. He is the master of all the gods, because he is the source of that creative power. He is what? Um, he is Vishwadharam, Gagana Sadrisham, Meghavarnam, Shabhangam, every part of his body. Just thinking about Sri Vishnu, he is sleeping on this Shaya of serpent. Then Vishwadharam, this entire universe is held by whom? Is held by Sri Vishnu. Entire universe, he is holding it. He is also present in universe everywhere. Gagana Satrisham. Gagana Satrisham is just the entire space. Gagana is the wildest imagination of a human being. The Gagana, once we say Gagana sky, that is like includes everything. There is no limit. Similarly, the influence of Vishnu Bhagwan has no limits. That is why he is Gagana Satrisham, Meghavarnam, Shubhangam. We all know dusky complexion. Meghavarnam, Shubhangam. Every part of his body is pious. The Shankha Chakra on his feet. The different Shubha Chinna on his entire body, his grace is what? Shubha, pious, pavitra, pure, and that gives the same Shubha. It brings purity, piousness, auspiciousness to us also. And he is Lakshmi Kantam. He is the husband of Lakshmi, Kamala Nayanam, beautiful eyes. Yogi Dhyana Gamyam. All the yogis, by the means of dhyan, where are they trying to reach? All the Maharshis, all of them, what are they? Where are they trying to reach? By the means of their meditation, by the means of their dhyan, they want to reach that Vishnu Bhagwan. So he is the ultimate destination of all the dhyan process. Yogivir dhyana gamyam. By the means of dhyan, they are going where? To this Vishnu room. Pande Vishnum. So by the means of this prayer, we are worshipping, bowing down to Bhagwan Vishnu, who does what for us? Bhava Bhaya Haram. sarvalokaikanātham. He takes away all our fears, and because he discards all our fears, that is why he is sarvalokaikanātham. He is a nath. He is the ultimate God for all of us. So the next slok of Dhyana mantra is very beautiful again. Yam Brahma Varunindra Rudra Marutastunvanti Divyaistavai Vedai Sangapadakramopaniषदैर् गायन्ति हम सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः. How is this Vishnu Swarup? Yam Brahma, Varunendra, Rudra, Maruta, Stimvanti, Divyaistavai, all Brahma, Varuna, Indra, Rudra, Maruta, all of them are doing what? They are singing the divine chants, divine prayers of Bhagwan Vishnu himself, who is sung in different forms, in different ways. The singers of Samaved. Samaved is basically a Ved which is dedicated to music. It has different musical, lyrical combination that sing the praise of different gods. They are all dedicated their songs to whom? Vishnu Bhagwan, by singing Vedas, Upanishadas, Vedai Sanga Pada Kramopanishadir Gayanti Yam Samagaha. All of them, all these by the means of Vedas, Upanishadas, all the Samaved, whose praises are being sung. They are all singing the praise of Vishnu Bhagwan. Dhyanavasthita tadgatena manasa. In the dhyana avastha, in the state of dhyana, in the state of meditation, where are they go? Where are the Rishi Munis going? Tadgatena manasa. Tadgatena. Where? Going there. How? Manasa. By mind. By mind, all the Rishi Munis, they are going in the dhyana, in the meditative state, they are going to that Vishnu Bhagwan. Pashyanti whom? They are watching, seeing whom? Pashyanti ay yogino. They are watching him by the powers of meditation. Their mind is going where? To the yogins are taking the mind to whom? To Vishnu Bhagwan. Yasyantanna vidussurasuragana devaya tasmai namaha. The minds of these yogis are merging in what? In Bhagwan Vishnu, and who this Bhagwan Vishnu is the one whose entire form is not completely known even to the gods or the asuras. Now Vidus, Yasyantan, the god, we don't know how long this form is, how big this form is. This is not known. Now Vidu, who? Sura, Suragana. Sura and Asura. Devas and Asuras, nobody knows where his form is, how finite, what is the size, what akar this form is. Nobody is very sure about it. Such a God. What we are doing, Devaya Tasmai Namah. We bow down to, we worship to this deity, worship to Vishnu Bhagwan, who has all these characteristics. Such a beautiful shlok. When we are thinking about these two shlokas, try to contemplate upon each word, each adjective that is being said about Vishnu Bhagwan. Think about him, and then in the form of Krishna Bhagwan, we are getting all the blessings of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. When this thing is done, each word of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, when we meditate upon Vishnu Bhagwan in this form, by the means of this dhyana mantra, when this is done, and then the Bhagavad Gita chapters are read, see the power. Each word of Bhagavad Gita will remind you of the beautiful form of Sri Krishna. Each word will feel like a blessing to you. Each word will be felt as if it is being said to you. Use this power of Dhyana mantra and then complete all the 18 chapter Parayan. After these shlokas are said, after Dhyana mantra is said, all 18 chapters are read for the Parayan. If not 18 chapter, Dhyana mantra is so effective, this can be said every day. Geeta, Mahatmya, Prarthana, Stotra, Dhyana mantra, these are shlokas which you can say every time. And after the recitation of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, then we head to the last part, that is the Kshama Prarthana. There is a possibility, no matter how nicely we must be reciting, there is a big possibility that there could be some errors in our recitation. Just to avoid any side effects of those errors, just to avoid any, because these truti, all these errors, we also are not doing it consciously, but if they have happened, we seek forgiveness from Parampita Paramatma. And in this context, we say what the Kshama Yachna, very small 3 shlokas prayer it is. Yasya smritya cha namopya tapo yajna kriyadishu न्यूनं सम्पूर्णतां याति सत्यो वन्दे तमच्युतम् यस्य स्मृत्या च नामोक्त्या तपो यज्ञ क्रियादिषु. Now this entire part that we did, that is done in praise of whom? Shri Krishna. By whose remembrance? By just saying their name, by the effect of their name, by the effect of just remembering Shri Krishna, all the tapa, yagya, kriya, all these can be done. That is the might of that Sri Vishnu. Now, we have also done that Parayan with that same feeling that whatever we have said, may that give us the desired fruits. So, for that, we are also remembering him that by your name, all these activities are done. Now, before we seek forgiveness from somebody, what is the way of seeking forgiveness? Before we say sorry, आप बहुत अच्छे हो, we praise that person a little bit and then try to appease them and then seek forgiveness. That same thing we are doing here. First, we'll say, Are, you are great without pleasing you. Just by remembering you, all the tap, yajna, dana, kriya, whatever we are doing, that is going to be successful. With this one statement of appeasement, then we say, Nyunam sampurnatayati sadhyo vande tamachyutam. So, this entire parayan that we have done, that will also reach the completeness only because of your blessings. Hey Achyut, only by your blessings, the chapter that we are reading, that will achieve its full completeness. That will be complete only because of that. Now, in this reading, if there has been some error from me, please excuse me for that. So, what has to be said after that? We say Yadakshara pada prashtan Yadakshara-pada-prashtam matrahi yad bhavet tatsarvam kshamyatam deva narayana namostute. If there has been any pada-brashta, means while saying, if there has been any error in saying all my words, matrahina, if there has been any matra mistake in my chanting, please excuse all of it. Please forgive me. Tat sarvam kshamyatam, forgive all of those. Please, whom we are seeking this forgiveness, hey Narayan, please forgive me. Then Visargabindu Matrani Padapadaksharaani cha Nyunani Chatirikta Kramasva Parameshwara Visargabindu Matrani. All these Visargabindu, if they have been here and there, if there are any problems that have happened, if there has been anything excess, or if I have fallen short of anything in my recitation, please forgive me for that. Kramasva Parameshwara. We seek a final forgiveness for all the errors, pronunciation errors that might have happened during the entire chanting. This is how this entire Parayan process and then followed by the Kshamayachana is done. With this Kshamayachana, I also seek forgiveness, Kshamas for all the Shrotagan, because I have crossed the time limit, but we have a syllabus to complete, and so I had to take this little extra time. I am really sorry about that, but at the same time, very grateful to all of you for your patient listening throughout this session. Let us all together offer this entire discussion at the lotus feet of Param Pujya Gurudev and Shri Krishna himself. Hari Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Shri Gurave Namah. Om Tat Sat. Thank you so much, everybody. Jai Shri Krishna Pranam.
Thank you, Didi. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to you for this wonderful, beautiful, thought-provoking session. Your presentation was enlightening, and your insights imparted great and profound knowledge for all of us. Now is the time for question answers. Anybody has any questions, kindly raise your hand and start your video.
Krishnamurti Bhaskar Bhaiya. Pranam Bhaiya. Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam.
Madam, we got understood the meaning and the importance of, concluding the Geeta. Okay. Thank you for that. And by the same time, I'm asking you, I'm requesting you to give the PDFs so that we know the meanings of the slokas and some other like that. Can you give PDF for that, madam?
PDF for what, Bhaiya? All the PDFs are always
No,
given.
meaning. Yes. Meaning was not given in the PDFs. We have printed it actually, but meanings were not there for that.
Sir,
Interpretation means the meaning. I mean,
are
giving
you saying
meaning.
the Vivechan notes you are saying? Vivechan PDF you are saying, or you are saying the meanings of shlokas?
No, for this. I mean, now we have discussed about the slokas. I mean, concluding Geeta.
Acha, Vivechan notes for Nyas. That's
Yes,
right.
yes.
Okay, that should ideally come by
Ah,
Monday. I think by Tuesday, Wednesday they are published. At least for
okay,
Hindi,
madam.
so hote hi hai. So English, I'm not sure, but I will ask. I'll talk to the Vivechan writing department. I'll send your feedback to them.
Thank you.
So Vivechan notes usually they come. Hindi, I'm sure they come. English, I'm
Okay.
not very sure, but yeah, we will definitely try to get them
That's enough
posted.
for
I
us.
will pass on your feedback to
Okay.
them.
Thank you.
Jai Shri Krishna, Pranam. Sulochana Didi, Jai Shri Krishna, Pranam.
Jai Sri Krishna,
Jai Shri Krishna.
Didi. I'm so happy to thank you for the explanations you have given to the Nyasa slokas, which are very useful. My only request, you're doing that Karanyasa mudras. Can we have any video for it?
Now, this video for today's Vivechan is already on the YouTube. So you can refer to that video. Okay,
No, can I?
there is no separate video as of now. I will definitely try to send your feedback, but you can always refer to all the Nyas Vivechan videos, and I'm sending for your benefit. I'm sending the link here also on this chat window. I will send the link. You can refer to that for your future references, Didi. And it is, as I told you, it is a process which will, gradually you will get it. It is थोड़ा 2-4 बार कर लेंगे तो आपको आ जाएगा. You will memorize it only.
One more thing. If I don't do the mudras, I can still recite the slokas and go ahead, isn't it? There's nothing wrong in reciting the slokas without mudras. Anything that I must to do, that Angushta, Kanishta, all those things, or I can recite those slokas, those
That's
lines.
okay. If you're not able to do the mudras, you can just skip the nyas part, Didi. That's also okay. This, as I already told you,
I can recite the slokas, isn't it? Those lines I can do.
yeah,
Without
so see, Nyas is a very, particular process up to Karma Kand. In Karma Kand, there are no excuses that can be taken. In Bhagavad Gita, if we just have a little balance here and there, if it goes, the internal bhav is very important. But in Karma Kand, when we do as a part of Anushthan, every kriya is very important. So if you are not able to do the mudras, there is no point of chanting those mantras. We have to do the mudras. Otherwise, please listen. Otherwise, this Nyas process is completely optional. You can skip it. You can just do the Mahatmya. You can just do the Prarthana Stotra, Mahatmya, and Dhyana Mantra and chant your shlokas. No need to worry about Nyas process at all. But if you have to do it, then it has to be done with the fingers.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. Otherwise, I'll be doing some papa.
No, it is whether it is Papa Punya that I don't know. I'm just telling what I've learned from my seniors.
No. Thank you, Didi. Thank you so much for the instructions. I'm very happy to hear from you. And I thank you for all the explanations you have given. It was wonderful. Actually, I'm gifted to listen to you.
Thank you, Didi, and I'm gifted to have such good audience also. So very speaker can speak only when the audience is nice. So whatever comes is by the grace of all the beautiful devoted audience that is present in the Zoom meeting. So all the credit to you. Thank you.
Namaste, Didi. Namaste.
Namaste. Abha Didi has raised her hand. Jai Shri Krishna, Abhaji.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna, Pranam.
Your vivachan was very nice, very enlightening, and thank you so much for that. I'm very grateful, and I have understood everything. But I just want to know the meaning of 3-4 words: Swaha, Vashat, Hum, Vashat, Fat, etc.
I'll tell you honestly, very clear meanings even I won't be able to give you, because these are mantra. There are some words, which are just so full of this shastra, like swaha, it is an offering. While giving the offering, we say, while vaushat, all these are, you can say, the technical terms of our karma kanda. Exact meanings even I won't be able to know, and all the pandits, even there, though pandits who do the actual puja, they only will be able to give the exact word meanings. For me, I think this is just more of a mechanical process of karma kanda, that anushthan type we have to do. So when we are at one place, okay, one thing I forgot to mention, that if we are sitting and reading this entire all 18 chapters at one go in one place, then only this nyas process is done as a part of anushthan when we do. तो वो अनुष्ठान का एक होता ही है, जैसे हम पूजा में भी we will say some mantras, some procedures, like there is those exact meanings we cannot say. It is not a shastra, it is not like it is a shastra, but it is not like a Geeta shlok where meaning come out of that shlok. Like it is a different type of mantra, Vedic mantra. So उसका meaning समझने की मेरी capacity नहीं है.
All right, Didi. Thank you so much. I'm satisfied now.
Okay.
I'm
Thank you,
satisfied.
Didi.
Jai
Pranam.
Shri Krishna Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna, Pranam. I think we are done, Radhika ji.
Yes, Dee, thank you so much for all the knowledgeable and wonderful answers. Now I would like to thank each and every one of the sadhakas for attending this session, and we'll meet again next weekend in another enlightening session. I also thank the hardworking, very vigilant technical team. With their continuous efforts, this session was a great success. And now is the time to offer once again the prayer in the lotus feet of Shri Krishna. For that, I would like to invite Kajal Chablani ji from USA. She's a retired professor. Her hobbies are teaching and reading, writing, designing. She's educated as a graduate. She joined Geeta Pariwar from January 2023. She passed Jigyasu and Pathak, and she's giving the seva as group coordinator in the adding team also. Welcome, Kajal Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna. Yogesham Satchidanandam Vasudevam Vrajapriyam Dharma Samstapakam Viram Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Shri Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum.
Thank you, Didi, for this beautiful prayer. Once again, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Shraddha Didi. Now is the time for the Hanuman Chalisa.
Thank you, Radhika Didi.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारि बरनउ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबेको आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबेको रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बटाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर पल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरई हनुमत बल बीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा हो ये सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की